Hello children, today we continue with our poem Wind. We will learn the theme, title, literary devices and symbolism of the poem Wind. The poem Wind is written by Subramanya Bharati. Subramanya Bharati was a journalist, poet, novelist, teacher, patriot and a freedom fighter. He is known for his poetry. He was a social reformer, Indian independence activist. His noble works were Panjali, Shabatham, Papa Pattu, Kannan Pattu, and Kuil Pattu, etc. He was a part of Indian independence movement against British. Let's start with meaning, vocabulary. Softly, we know, slowly. Scatter, spread, move in different directions. Shelf here, bookshelf. Cheer, separate by pulling. Clever, having sharp mind. Poke, push. Weakling, weak things. Frail means again weak. Crumble, crumble means break. Rafter, log of wood used in roof. Winnow, winnowing means to blow chaff. Crush, destroy. Firmly, strongly. Firm makes firm means make strong. Steadfast, unmoved without moving. Blow, move. Roar, loud sound. Flourish, to develop. Okay? This is the image of winnowing. Now let's see the expressions used in this poem. Poking fun means making fun of. Crumbling lives, that means devastating life and property. Okay. Winnows and crushes them all. Winnows is a blowing strong air through the grain to remove the light-weighted chaff from it. Okay, I have already shown the picture. Similarly, it can damage all kinds of weak things. Okay, weak things will be removed by winnowing. The wind blows out weak. The wind is an enemy of the weak because it can crash down doors and windows. Even the weak doors and windows are crushed by the wind. It can also devastate the bodies. Okay, it will spoil all the weak things. Practice to form the body. We should have a strong body and heart to face the challenges of life, the difficult situations of life. We should learn to challenge our life. We praise him every day. The wind being powerful gives us strength. Okay, we are facing a lot of difficulties in our life and it makes us challenge our life and it makes us very powerful. Okay, it gives us strength. We praise him because it is our friend. Okay, it will make us better persons. See the value points that we learned from this poem. We should be strong in mind and body. The wind indicates the difficulties and challenges that we face in our life. We should face our problems boldly and stay firm in difficult situations. Unless we fight with our hardships, we cannot expect success. Okay? Look at the title of the poem. It is written only wind. There is no definite article the. It refers only to the natural phenomenon called wind that can be both good and evil, constructive and destructive, depending on the circumstances and attitude of people. The poem wind has 4 different facets. A naughty child, a ragging, destructive youth, a very helpful friend and a powerful god. Okay? In this poem, we can see the personification of the natural force called wind. Now let's see the literary device used in this poem. First one is personification. Personification is a literary device in which the poet associates human attributes with some abstract idea or an inanimate object or a natural phenomenon. Here in this poem, it is wind. Wind is given an image of a person, human being. Look at the example. You tore the pages of the book. Normally, human beings have the ability to tear the pages of books. Okay? Here, you. It is mentioned like a human being. The wind also is tearing the pages of the book. Here, the pronoun you refers to wind, an element of nature. Wind is here addressed as a person. Look at another example. He makes strong fires roar and flourishes. The possessive pronoun he has been used to refer to the wind god, okay, who is presented as a man with tremendous power and force that can be both destructive or productive, okay. He is wind god. He refers to wind god. So, it is personification. Next literary device used in this poem is metaphor. We have already learned in our last poem, the road not taken. Metaphor. Metaphor is a figure of speech that describes an object or an action in a way that it is not literally true but helps explain the idea or make a comparison. Okay? See the examples of metaphor. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Here the wind has been presented as a very clever and powerful being who terrifies and laughs at the weak and helpless. Okay, here is a comparison. Okay. You tore the pages of the book. Here, the action of the wind has been described as a mischievous act of a naughty child who makes a mess of everything in his playful but destructive way. Okay? So, here the comparison is with the naughty child. The next literary device used in this poem is anaphora. It's a poetic device in which a word or a group of words is used repeatedly to create a special effect or to emphasize something. Okay? To give special effect, the words are repeated. Look at these lines. Don't break the shutters of windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. Here, the imperative structure beginning with don't is repeatedly used in these three lines, showing the speaker's strong appeal to the wind not to do these certain things. Okay? So, this is anaphora. Just look at these lines. Frail crumbling houses, crumbling dolls, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. Here, the word crumbling is repeatedly a number of times to show the extent of damage caused by a stormy wind, because the poet wanted to stress that you have broken everything. Okay, stress is given. Why? Using this crumbling word repeatedly. Now, what is repetition? The word crumbling has been repeated. Crumbling doors, crumbling windows, and crumbling lives. So, this is also a repetition. Okay. Now, look at the lines. Strong fires roar and flourish. Repetition of F sound is seen there. Fire, flourish. So this is alliteration. Alliteration is repetition of sound. Full sound is repeated here. So this is alliteration. Now let's see the symbolism used in this poem. Apart from being one of the powerful natural forces, wind can also symbolize the adversities and challenges of life. It is symbolized to the challenges of life that have the potential of causing a lot of destruction, loss of life and property, and the consequent pain. You know that if there is any problems in life or loss of life or properties and all, there will be a pain. Another symbol that the poet has used is that of wind as a winnower. That is someone who sowed things. Winnowing is one of the function of wind. You know that the wind strikes everything and everyone that comes on its way and destroys whatever and whoever is weak, and the strong ones stand firm. Some other symbols that have been used in the poem are wind as a naughty child who likes to create mischief and ruffles things up for fun, and wind as a powerful jester who looks down upon weaklings. So here as a naughty child and a powerful jester. Okay. These are the symbols used in this poem. I hope you all understood the lesson well. If any doubt or need clarification, please message me. Thank you.